So, yeah. Tuesday we left around airport around like 5:30. Our flight was actually boarding at like 6:20. So I'm sitting there for like 20, 30 minutes. And then we go to start to get ready to board. And the first thing they tell us is that we have a delay. We end up finding out that the delay is because something in the cockpit needs a battery, and the closest battery is in Milwaukee. So I live in Green Bay, which is like if you hold up Wisconsin, it's right here. Milwaukee is like down here somewhere. It's it's like a 2.5 hour drive, 2 hour drive, depending on who's driving. So get there early, wait around for an hour. That sucks. So after all that goes down, then we have that delay. So the guy drives up. I miss all my flights, all that kind of stuff. They put me on a later one. It's whatever. Okay. So we get there. Finally, after sitting in the business lounge, we leave at about 10:30 p.m. Okay. So to put into perspective, I was supposed to be in Detroit, or not in Detroit. I was supposed to be in New Jersey at noon. Like 12 p.m. is when I was supposed to be in New Jersey. I didn't leave until 10:30. Okay? To put that into perspective, right?
Well, he's going to be dropping you the knowledge.
Yo, Dust, appreciate the resub, bud. Welcome back for 4 months. Mike, appreciate the follow as well. And party follow if I missed you.
It is ooh la la Lawler.
What's up?
Nothing. Just recapping LAN, buddy. So but yeah, so delays, 3-hour delay. We finally get to Detroit. As soon as I land in Detroit, I found out that there's a ton of storms happening in New Jersey, and literally everybody is getting delayed even more. So find out that as soon as I get to Detroit, we have another delay, and the fact that I say, Gibbs, your state sucks, is literally because I can't even get to it. Even though I'm trying, I still can't get to New Jersey, even if I wanted to get there. So Gibbs, heck New Jersey, man. It actually turned out to be pretty nice in some places. So we get there a little late, have a delay, end up running into the Renegades guys. So Zen, fucking Cammy, and Tarsas were there. So I sat down with them and just kind of like hung out and decided, like, you know what? You guys have another flight that's an hour before mine. Let me see if I can get on your guys' flight. So I call my like special service people, and they're like, no, you got to help. You got to deal with the people there. I'm like, okay. So I go to talk to the people there. The lady was a total bitch, was absolutely terrible. I forget her name, but she was awful, and just gave me a ton of lip and couldn't handle it. So after dealing with all that kind of bullshit, I then called my like platinum service medallion bullshit again. Talked to some lady named Nancy who was super nice, and got things figured out. They put me on standby to see if it was going to work. Turns out the flight that Renegades was on also got delayed another hour. So even if I got on their flight, I was going to be leaving at the same time. So I said, you know what? Forget it. It's fine. I'm going to end up on my original flight. No big deal. I'm just going to go over there. So I peace out like 15 minutes early, go on my flight, fly to New Jersey. Now, before any of this happens, and while I'm talking to Nancy and other people, I'm like, yo, what does that mean for my bag? It was originally on this plane, but it's now not on this plane because we had to delay it, so now it's on this plane. Is it going to transfer to the new flight, or are you guys going to revert that back to my old flight? And they're like, it's fine. It'll take care of it. It'll automatically update the system. We'll make sure it gets on your plane. It fucking didn't. So I land in New Jersey around like 6:30. Let me remind you, I was supposed to get there at noon. So I land around 6:37, meet up with my driver, go to the baggage claim. Bag's not there, of course. And then I talk to the other dude, and he's like, yep, we'll deliver it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I need my contact shit. Like, I can't take out my glasses or, like, contacts and go to bed. I don't have anything of that with me. So what do I do? You know, so they're like, we'll deliver it by midnight. Hopefully it'll be fine. I'm like, that's not promising. I don't trust you guys. So during Tuesday after landing, I messaged Wave and I messaged James who get in later. Luckily, they got in late enough to where my bag was sitting in the like delivery area. So Wave like fucking took it. He's just like, "Yo, send me a picture of like your confirmation bullshit and I'm going to steal it." I'm like, "All right, sounds good." So I did it. He like sent it to him and then he snagged it. So I got my bag at midnight. Midnight 12:30. Finally. So shout outs to Wave. Wave's a fucking homie. So yeah, I got my bags eventually after all that bullshit. So that was a really fun Tuesday. After I landed, me, Leaf, and a couple of the other guys started playing with. Leaf brought his VR. He has a Oculus Quest, which is fucking. They're actually pretty sick. I'm not a VR guy, but we played some VR. We just kind of hung out, talked with guys, ran into pros here and there. Nothing crazy. Just kind of tried to relax because everybody was coming in super late. We eventually stayed up. I think we stayed up until Garrett got there, and Garrett got in at like 2. And Garrett only had like a 1-hour flight. Like he got delayed like 6 hours too. It was so bullshit. So
Lawler, shut up.
Pirate Ship, appreciate the follow. So that all went down. We stayed up pretty late, just hanging out. We went and got barbecued. Barbecue was overrated. Brisket was okay, but yeah, the food was meh. But yeah, that was Tuesday. Wednesday was media day. So all the like in between features are like when we came back from break and you saw like the Scrub versus Justin 1v1 talk and stuff like that. All of that was stuff that we do on Wednesday, which is our media day. So it's interviews and all that kind of stuff. I helped conduct some of the interviews. Then we took headshots and got photos taken and everything. But a lot of that day is more so just talking to the pros and interacting with them and just basically trying to pick their brains, like what they've been up to, how have scrims gone, what is boot camp been like, what kind of insight can you give us, other things like, yo, it's Cammy, not Kami, so making sure it's Cammy or short for Cameron. So yeah, Wednesday is media day, big focus on the pros, a lot of interviews, a lot of just picking their brains and creating video segments that are special to LAN as compared to league play. So that was all day Wednesday. I don't know if we did anything crazy. Wednesday was a pretty chill night. We played Dota Underlords, which I think we'll play after I'm done with this. I think we're gonna go play some Underlords and just chill. But yeah, we just kind of kept it really low key. Wednesday night, then all the casters as well got together and did like a storyline document where we basically collaborate on what are the major points we want to hit, what kind of things do we want to talk about. What kind of things do you want to discuss? What kind of things are we going to make sure that we hit on? Chamaco from South America, like welcome. What kind of things about the teams do we need to know? Basically just a giant collaboration to make sure we're all on the same page. Things to look out for, things that we want to make sure we address. So that was really cool. Big shout outs to Turtle. Did a fantastic job this LAN for his first LAN. That's very intimidating and he crushed it. Same with Chamaco on the desk. Not an easy thing to do. And even for Corelli. Corelli was with us last season, but this was special that he was brought out as well. So big congrats to Corelli and super happy to have Golden Boy back. I love Golden Boy. Golden Boy is an idol of mine. He's the reason I have a job in this industry in the first place. So it was great to have Dad back with us for the Rocket League community. He fucking killed it. He's improved so much even on the 3 years I've known him. So that was crazy. So that was Tuesday, Wednesday. We found out Turbo Pulse is no longer on Dig. This was the view from my hotel room. This is like the train station bullshit. But yeah. So this is Newark. It's pretty chill. Nothing crazy. This was like right outside our hotel. The venue was like over here, I think. Did you like breaking the longest Mexican world record? Oh, we'll get there, H-Man. We'll get there. So that was pre-rehearsals, and then or that was pre-rehearsal. So this was the end of the night. And then we went into rehearsals. I said I needed water. Gregan hooked it up. I actually took this photo. He took that photo of getting the water back. Just really dumb shit of us hanging out. The Chiefs in the background, fucking smug as shit. So good. But yeah, so we We let's see. So Thursday was rehearsals, going over like the opening ceremony and just making sure everything's on point, making sure audio works, all that kind of stuff. That Thursday is kind of the day for talent where we really hone in and it kind of becomes real and it's like, all right, time to get the show ready and going and all that kind of stuff. So um still fun to interact with players, but a lot of it is like super focused. Like we're gonna basically do a dry run. We basically treat it as if it's live. We're not dressed up or makeup or anything, but we are literally running as if we're doing a full day one and make sure that all the stuff we're prepared for and everything. The only thing that they don't do is show us the actual videos that we use because we don't want them spoiled. We want them to be organic when we see them and get genuine reaction. So that was all day Thursday. End of Thursday night, we that reminds me, I gotta message Mel. Mel. So Thursday night, Dignitas held an opening party. They opened a new store in Newark. That's pretty dope. And I ended up meeting Hugs. If you guys don't know Hugs or Hugo, he's a Smash Bros Melee Pro for Dignitas. Super chill with him. Really cool for that. And hung out with him a little bit. Yo, Dust. That's super kind of you, man. Thank you.
Is that all I ever do? Is that it? Is that
Yeah,
put us
kind of.
on
I appreciate you, Lawler.
It is ooh la la Lawler.
Dust, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. Super generous of you, man. Thank you. Dark Crystal, Dash Chipman, Southpaw, Hazard, and Adar. Make sure you tell them thank you. But guys, welcome to the snack pack. Enjoy the badge and emotes. Appreciate it, man. It's super nice. Haste, I can try to check after this. I'm in like contract negotiations again with them right now, so it's kind of a weird in between area. I got to talk with my point of contact tonight, so I'll keep you posted. But yeah, Thursday we went to the Dignitas get together. They had like self-embroidered shirts and stuff, which was cool, and just kind of chat, mingled, and saw Violent Panda even though he wasn't competing, and got to hang out with him. And I need you to stay afloat until next season. Thanks, Dust. I appreciate it. I'm definitely not going to turn it down. But yeah, it was cool to interact with the Dignitas crew, meet some people, and just kind of relax before the big day. So yeah, that only went until like 10. Then we walked back with like Golden Boy and stuff, and just shot the shit. And then me and Wave ordered food and played some Underlords, and then went to bed. So pretty chill. Day one was bonkers between everybody having NA win. Just really crazy. I think the video features that we put out were some of the best that we've ever done. Really cool shots and stuff. But yeah, we kicked it all off. A lot of really cool features that we did. So big shout out to the production team and Psyonix for making these features. I think they turned out phenomenal. There's some really, really good videos that we put out. So I think production really got kicked up a notch this season. Big shout outs to the Monty brothers. Nick, and I call the other Monty brother Monty because it's his last name, but both the Monty brothers at Psyonix are fucking amazing. Love them both to death. And they do phenomenal work photo wise and video wise and editing wise. Diddle, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if they were involved or not. But yeah, so it was crazy. It was a ton of fun hanging out with everybody. Kugo, if you guys don't know Kugo, we play D&D with him. He also does Counter-Strike stuff. Yeah, just people like overall like the support and like the amount of appreciation and just very humbling this weekend. People's like everybody was asking for photos and autographs like no matter where I went. It was crazy. Probably the most support I've had at any LAN so far. There's also a lot more people, so that makes sense, but it was unreal. So NA upset everybody. NA didn't lose a single match. G2 beat Vitality. Like just crazy amounts of shit. Getting to meet a bunch of different people. Us making fun of John because he wasn't there. Us having fun in rehearsals. If you guys didn't see this.
We can't do the other way, though. Oh, both sides, go.
So us having fun in rehearsals and stuff.
Like that. Go faster. No, we can't do the other way, though.
So when we're in the venue, we like if you're watching inside, the big like jumbotron thing behind them, we don't have the casters up on, otherwise it creates an infinity loop. So the time that they did during rehearsals, we like were fucking around with it. Super funny. But yeah, Tuesday or not Tuesday. What up, troops? Fucking Friday, Saturday was just getting through group stages, lots of fun, met a ton of people, a lot of photos and stuff. These are photos I was just tagged in over the weekend. On the desk, that's Cronovi. I'm in one of these probably. Yep, I'm in here. So this was day 1. This is day 2 outfit. It's your boy. Look who it is. It's referee. All the staff, all of our crew. But yeah, just all the guys
Lawler,
hanging out,
shut up.
having fun. It was phenomenal getting to meet everybody, whether it be at the after party or otherwise. And I'll get specifically to the after party. But yeah, it was just the support all 3 days was just unbelievable. Wait, Gilly was there? Matrix. Gilly works for Psyonix now. She's our point of contact with Psyonix. She handles all the like esports broadcast team. Thank you for signing my controller on the bottom instead of on the top, like the fools that did. Some on the top have rubbed off already. Yo, I got you, M. Yeah, man. Like, support was overwhelming. Got to see a lot of familiar faces like Troops and Gubbery, who we just played with, and Vanimace, and just a bunch of old pros, and it was great, man. It was so much fun. So, yeah, support was overwhelming, and then championship Sunday rolled around. Fucking Horseproof Bacon like blew me a kiss at one point because someone was, I think it was like Gubbery or somebody was like blowing kisses to us or some shit, and or maybe that was Troops. I don't remember. It might have been Gubbery. But yeah, someone was like blowing kisses or whatever. So Horseproof like blew a kiss to me, and I like went to like grab it and I like swatted it out of the way. Shit was so funny. But we were having a lot of fun because we were surrounded by everybody. Like, we were in the crowd, and then the bar was right in front of us too, behind the curtain. So like, there was so many people walking past us every couple seconds. It was insane. And then we had the tadpole situation with his sister, and just the overwhelming support. Like, this was a very community-esque, like, a lot of focus was on the community in the broadcast, and it showed. And I loved it. Like, there was some really heartwarming moments that went down, which is always fantastic. So we got to showcase a lot of what this community is about, and that's always great. Finally met Nido Queen. I missed her at, I think, Vegas, or maybe the one before that. I think it was Vegas. But, like, her and I hang out every once in a while and just, like, shoot the shit because she's another content creator. And I was just like, how did I not see you? How was this not a thing? And then I, like, saw her hair because how do you miss it? After I was done with the segment. And I'm like, I'm going to say hi so I don't miss you this time again. I promise you. So I came up and got our photo and finally met each other. So super chill there. And then we did the first version of the wave, if you guys missed or guys did not know.
From right here, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then you guys go. Okay, ready? Ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the way this started is me and Golden Boy were talking about how people were taking out their phones. I'm about to design overlay and logo for your streaming. Yeah, appreciate it, man. But yeah, tweet it at me when you're done, I guess. I'm always interested to see what like this community makes. First wave was Beyond Epic before Golden Boy. Yeah, so the way that it happened is he saw people like waving their phones and he didn't know where that started with, and I told him at the Boston Major for Counter-Strike when Cloud9 won, that they did that when the guys walked out. It was a thing. So Ian, their old manager, who now works for Envy for their PUBG team, was like, yo, I want you guys to do that again here. So we did it in London, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was Vegas, but I had to break into the VIP after party to hang with Lawler. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Don't you forget. But yeah, so all that shit went down, right? And eventually yo, Colt, what up, homie? Yeah, what up, Sandpit Turtles? How you guys all doing? Colt, how you doing, bud? How was the stream? Appreciate the host, man, and the raid. It's a lot of friends are shooting over. Hopefully you had a good stream, man. We're recapping LAN right now. we're recapping LAN. So if you guys want to know what went down at RLCS, sit back, relax, and story time. It's pretty much story time with Lawler right now. But yeah, so we talked to Golden Boy. It happened at the Boston Major. Ian wanted us to recreate it, so we did it in one of the events. It's been amazing lately. Yo, that's awesome. That's awesome, Colt. I'm glad you've been successful, man. That's what you want to see. So he was asking me about it. I'm like, yo, it's just something that was done previous seasons and for the Boston Major. So that's what they're doing. So when he did this, it was the same idea. He's like, yo, let's incorporate that. It'll be dope. So this happened. So he told everybody to take out their phones, and we're going to do a wave. Because they were doing a wave.
I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then you guys go. Okay, ready? Ready?
And this is how we went into break.
3, 2, 1, go.
It was so sick.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go.
I'll go into detail in a sec, guys. So that happened, right? So that started, right? The crowd was super loud. We threw it to break, right? That was day 2 that this happened. So this was day 2 that went down. We threw to break. We came back from break, and it was still going. It was legitimately like 15 minutes or some shit. Like, it was like 15 and a half minutes that I went on, because the breaks are 10 minutes, and it just kept fucking going. And it got to the point where, like, I'm trying to talk on desk, and I couldn't. Like, I could not comprehend. Like, I could not think, because it was so loud, to where I'm in the middle of a sentence, and I had to turn. I'm like, would you guys stop? I can't do my job right now. You guys are so loud. And I caught myself in the middle of that, and I was like, can you guys? And I was like, actually, forget. No one cares what I have to say. Like, keep it going. This is sick, you know? So it kept going and going and going and going. And it went for like 15 and a half minutes. So day 3 came around, right? Justin popping off. He really broke out of his shell this season. I fucking love Justin. He's such a good kid. So day 3 came out. Oh, me and Leaf after. This was the end of day. Here with Leaf X, the man, the myth, the legend. What up?
That was really hype.
People were loud and stuff. It was really cool. Hey, Rocket League. Yeah, so we post day 2, just hanging out and stuff. Me and Leaf always chill after. He's my boy. But yeah, so we had the wave that happened day 2. Day 3 we did it again, right? And the wave stopped because the game started, right? So day 3 starts, and then we did it for 27 minutes. Longest wave in history.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Aaron. Thank you, man.
2, 1.
Okay. So to put in perspective, right? 17 minutes and 14 seconds was the record. We're past that. We still have 2 minutes in the break plate. The wave did not stop until JNAP scored in the first game. Like, it did not stop until JNAP scored the first goal a minute and a half into the first game. It was like 3 minutes and like 34 seconds or something like that he scored. And that's when they finally stopped. Like, it was legitimately like a 28-minute wave. Like, it was insane. And it just kept going. It was so loud. We had so much fun during the break, too. Oh, you guys definitely secured the record. I mean, we were a part of it. The casters were doing it, too. When we came back from break, the first time we went around, I also did it. It was fucking hilarious. We had so much fun. It was so sick, though. So, yeah, that all went down. And then spoilers, obviously. Vitality took the victory. Big shout out to them. Day 3 was pretty crazy. The fact that so day 3 wrapped up was a new format style, single elim for the first time in Rocket League history. G2 went on to play Kronovi. Kronovi played his old team. NA still continued to win everything. The only NA team that didn't win out of quarters was NRG. So I feel for those guys. I don't know what's gonna happen with NRG because that's rough, man. They were put in a really good circumstance, and the fact that NA as a whole was put in a really good opportunity to take it for the first time since season 1, or since, I mean, Cloud9 and then season 1. So, but man, oh man, Vitality. I said G2 at the beginning of the day was playing like the best team in the world, and then I saw Vitality later, and then they swept Cloud9. I'm like, okay, they win. No one can stop this team. There's no way. Like, they went so in North America, the big three are the big three for a reason, right? No matter what happens, guys in North America managed to beat everybody else in North America. This time they showed they can beat literally anybody else in the world, right? That's crazy. The fact that Rogue, G2, Cloud9, and Energy all made it to out of groups, right? Compared to all the other regions. And then they still, like, G2 and Rogue on their side made it to the semifinal. Cloud9 made it to the semifinal. Energy didn't, but Vitality did. Okay, so that's massive, right? That's history. That's never happened before. The other thing is no one can argue that Vitality is not the best team in the world, because Vitality managed to go through G2, Cloud9, and Energy and only lost twice. 2 games. They lost 2 games. That's it. They held Cloud9. In case you guys forgot, they've got Squishy, Gimmick, and Torment on their team to 2 goals in a best of 7. Holy shit. Holy shit. Now, yes, Squishy was not feeling well. He was on antibiotics, but a lot of us argue that he was playing better with those antibiotics, so I don't know. But Reno Vitality is also inconsistent. I wouldn't say they're inconsistent. I just think that their playstyle, when it's on, is the best in the world. It's just tough to recreate that. They have a very hit or miss playstyle. I got roped into betting $20 on G2 by Cole and Stumpy. You fucked up, Fisho. All I know, best predictions on the desk. Right here. Don't you guys forget it. Prediction King at LAN. This guy. Okay? First time on the desk full time for LAN. Best predictions. This is me tooting my own horn. Suck it, Gibbs. Suck it. Give me back the wizard hat. All right? Only one predicting RV against Cloud9. Hell yeah, brother. Gibbs sucks, to be honest. Hell yeah. I agree to that all day of the week. Actually, I love Gibbs. I take that back. Gibbs is great. But yeah. Cloud9 went off against Barcelona, and then Energy got clapped by Vitality, and I was like, fuck, this one's tough. So I had a really tough thought process between Cloud9. Like, the only reason I picked Vitality is because KDOP was really starting to heat up, and I knew Squishy wasn't feeling well. I was like, yeah, he's hitting shots, but I don't think you can recreate that. I think that's going to be really, really difficult. So when there's a coin toss, you literally kind of just have to weigh the pros and the cons of things of like, okay, here's a positive, okay, here's a negative. All right, these guys have the edge. You have to go with them. And in that case, it was Vitality. After Vitality like dismantled and just blew apart Cloud9, I'm like, they win. I don't give a shit. They're playing a playstyle that I don't think is possible to beat. And lo and behold, they clapped G2. So, yeah, very, very close games, super close games. But as soon as they scored in that OT, or not in that OT, as soon as they tied up that OT when Scrub hit that goal after the keeping it up at 0 seconds, which was super hype, super loud. You had to know, like, Vitality's got this. But yeah, G2 definitely put up a fight, and that's what I said. Like, yo, big congrats to Vitality and stuff, but massive shout out to G2 because the fight they put up was insane. Super good game. So yeah, they won the World Championship. Shout out to Scrub, Fairy, and KDOP. KDOP now the 3-time as well. Fairy finally getting his, and Scrub not only the first chance he gets to play to LAN, he's a world champion, but he also wins MVP, rightfully so. MVP could have went to any 3 of these guys. They each had their moments. They each stepped up. I think Scrub's defense in their final series was kind of the tipping point, but any one of these guys could have been MVP. They all played so fucking well. So good. KDOT made Scrub better. Scrub's defense made everybody else better. Allowed Fairy to move up. Like, dude, everybody was so fucking good. It did not matter. It really didn't. So big shout outs. If we could give an MVP to the entire team, we would, but we can't. So part of it was probably the fact that it was the storyline of Scrub, but still, any one of those guys could have been MVP straight up. It was so good. Think G2 got hit by the nerves in the finals? No, definitely not. I think they were a little worn out, and more so Vitality has a play style that is just punishing. So punishing. You think you're going to score, and then all of a sudden there's 3 people making a save. It's just dumb. Like, Scrub had so... Like, I'll tell you guys right now, at one point, we will go back and rewatch and break down this series. Like, we'll do a recap of it probably on Wednesday. We'll probably break down the Vitality series and do like a analysis with like a drawing thing and telestration. But Scrub's defense is going to be a very, very big thing to look at. Also, Fisho. Shoutouts to Fisho, guys. If you guys don't know Fisho is actually probably one of the reasons I started playing Rocket League, which is crazy, the fact that you're in my chat. Like, we're talking 3 years down, 4 years down the line now. Like, Fisho's gifts of like freestyling and playing like crazy on the video game subreddit is part of the reason why I started playing Rocket League. And then I got stuck in Copenhagen with Karma after DreamHack Summer 2017, and he was nice enough to bring us downtown and like get us ice cream because he's a fucking legend. Big shout outs to Fisho, whose name I still can't say right. You're the reason I watch RLCS at all. That's a load of shit, and you know it. Either way, shout outs to Fisho. But yeah, there is video of Giblet playing in the confetti. So fucking cute. But yeah, so we after everything wrapped, we went down, and Giblet was like playing in the confetti and stuff. Me, Golden Boy's wife Cynthia was there and stuff, and like Giblet was like doing freaking zoomies like a dog, and eventually he ate shit, and it's just like, come on, Giblet, what are you doing? But we had to cheer him up and everything. But yeah, great world championship. After that was all done, we went to the after party. Namdorn came in and dropped a resub today and said, hey, what's up? But I don't have any photos and stuff from the after party because I don't think you should do that stuff from the after party. I will say I do have some on my phone or on my computer from like just other stuff. So let me see what I can find and if it's any of it's appropriate. I do. I have a couple. So hanging in the after party, taking photos and stuff with part of the group. This is, I forget her name, but it is Vince's ex. She actually lives like 10 minutes from me. Sad Jr., Kia, Kernovi's girlfriend, Chelsea, Garrett, Chrome, me walking into frame because they were yelling at me, and Beth. Beth is one of the photographers. McLando, Sad Jr., Coach Cloud9. They told us to do a sassy one. Only me and Chrome did it, and then Tormund's dad showed up. Sad Jr. popped back into frame. Just people being drunk, the usual. Just having fun. Yeah. After party was chill. I don't take any photos. I usually just hang out. Is the after party only for casters and players, not the spectators? No, open party is for anybody, man. It is a first come first serve thing. Like it is like you walk in until capacity, and then when capacity is over, like you're done. So yeah, it is a first come first serve. Like you have to get there early, but then all the players, casters, and staff and like production and stuff go usually. It's kind of our way to unwind. Unfortunate, I don't do dark mode on Twitter because I hate reading with the white text. I can do it on my phone because it's a phone and it's like close to your face, but on here I can't. I got big screens and stuff. It just drives me crazy. So it just reads really, really weird. But yeah, after party was chill. Got to hang out and meet a lot of cool people, and just the venue itself was the Helix like esports arena, which is cool. So like there was 2 entrances. There's like a double staircase that came up, and then was the general public entrance. And then if you go around back, there was the VIP entrance, which had like food and like a open bar and stuff for us. And then you walk in, and it was a curtained off area that had like a VR like fucking F1 driving thing, and like Smash Bros and a bunch of couches and stuff where we chilled. And then if you go out into the public, there's a big dance floor. The DJ sucked ass. He was terrible. Just not good at what he did. He changed the songs way too many times. Yo, hey, catch you later, bud. And then if you went through the floor or through the dance floor, there was a bar in the very back. And then if you went to the left instead of the very back, you could go downstairs and they had their LAN center. So there's people. Justin was streaming it. If you guys didn't see, the 30-second Wonder DJ. God, he was so bad, dude. He was so bad. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was cool to meet a lot of different people and see a bunch of people from the community, a bunch of content creators and stuff. Like Floomp and Sunless Khan and Serena and Nito and McLando and just a bunch of people that you never get to see. That's always the best part about LAN, is actually get to hang and enact with the with community as people. You know, I met a lot of people that I normally wouldn't get to see, and the fact that should have just had me play the party. Young Gun, I actually would have loved that. I would have done vocals for you if that was the case. But yeah, it was cool to just run into a bunch of people and actually interact with a bunch of the community. It's always what the after parties are about, and just catch up and relax for the first time and celebrate. You know, it's a 4-month thing, right? That we put together, and it all comes down to one giant celebration. You know, no matter who wins, it's a celebration of the competitive esport and the fact that a lot of people, myself included, put a lot of hard work and dedication. The players put a ton of practice in, and the production busts their ass and doesn't get any sleep that entire weekend to put on a show for you guys. So big shout out to Psionics, big shout out to the guys at Turner, big shout out to all the people at NGE, all of my fellow casters. Once again, big fucking shout out to Turtle and Chimako for joining us, Corelli, and all the OGs. Missed Carpet, really missed Axel Toss, but super proud of Leaf for his first time hosting a major event. It's not easy to do. So yeah, it was really, really fun. And then yesterday was the day I came home. Really easy. Woke up, tired, obviously. I shared a private driver with Jorby. Drove to the airport, gave him a hug goodbye, told him peace, travel safe. Ran into Renegades in line. They had to go through normie security. I took pre-check. Forgot a soda in my bag. So that took TSA way too long. My bad. Because I have TSA pre-check. Normally I just go, hey, I'm here. And they're like, okay, have fun. But yeah, so I had to wait for them to be slow as fuck. They were super snappy too. But eventually got that through. I'm like, dude, it's just a soda. Take it so I can go. And then I had the same flights back with my parents, but I had first class both ways. So suck it, mom and dad. I got cranberry juice before I even sat down. Feels good, man. But yeah, flights back. A little bit of a layover in Detroit. But said goodbye to the Renegade boys. Wished them congrats and good luck in Valencia. And then made it home. We made it home last night around like 5:30. After getting home, it started fucking raining like crazy. Like, you can't tell, but it's like downpouring. And my dad forgot where he parked the car. So we get out into the parking lot trying to find the car, and it starts to sprinkle, and then it starts to pick up. And then it's like raining so heavy, I can't see from me to my like monitor away. Like, you guys are here, I couldn't see this far away. You're talking about like less than an arm's length. So all my shit got soaked. Hopefully my suits, I don't think my suits took any damage, and the laptop didn't take any damage, so we're good there. But yeah, it was fucking insane. So super rainy and stuff, but we got it. And then we just chilled last night. Tried to recover the voice and relax a little bit. I was super tired. But now I'm just like catching up on work and stuff. Yeah, a very fast weekend. It always goes by way too quick, which is unfortunate, but it's always a really, really good time. We finally hit 25K goals on our topper. But yeah, that was LAN. It was a great time. I got to meet a lot of really cool people, and it's always short-lived. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes. So a lot of fun, though. Absolute blast. Super cool. If you guys have any photos, or if you guys were there, please tweet me. Upload that shit and tweet it at me. I'd love to see it. Maybe make a big like collab photo of it or something. But yeah, a lot of fun. Short and sweet is how to make people want more. Yeah, It just goes by too fast, man. Like, I only get to see those guys once every, like, 6 months, which sucks. South American analyst was really good. I hadn't heard much of him before. I thought it was cool he was able to be on the big stage. Yeah, man. He didn't want to be just known as the South American analyst, you know? He wanted to give his feedback about certain things. What happened to Axeltoss? You'd have to ask him. I don't know the exact details, and it's not my business to share if I did. Speaking of other people who were there, Lafui and his lady were there dancing like fucking crazy. Lafui, good seeing you again, bud. Hopefully you guys got home safe. Wolf Mother, is your name a reference to Evergreen Terrace? Out of curiosity. I think that's them. It's a band? Okay. There's a band by Evergreen Terrace that has like Wolf something in it. Wolf Biker is what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of this song. It was my favorite song. I just love these guys. Sorry. Everybody awake? Press 1 if spooked. Yo, El Pollo Loco. What's up, man? Everybody awake now? Yo, what up, Zed? Hey, Zero. But yeah, that's LAN. So I'll open up to Q&A. If you guys have questions about LAN or anything, hit me up. Appreciate the host, though, Lafui. Hopefully you had a good time, man. It's a band from Australia. Nice.
Lawler, shut up.
His name's Chamaco. Troops. Abner. But Chamaco. Yo, what up, Axel? Good meeting you, bud. Do you think Fairy Peak deserved more than Scrub? Not necessarily. I think it was all pretty equal. I just think that Scrub's performance in game in like the last series kind of tilted it. But any of them could have won MVP, man. How did Turtle end up doing color? Exact details I can't share, unfortunately. But I think he's doing a good job. We're the main sponsors at LAN. Axe. I didn't watch any of the ads. Brisk wasn't there. We didn't do Brisk. We didn't do Snickers. I honestly don't know. I don't know which ones they had. I forget. Axe is the major one because they do all the bracket stuff that they sponsor. But I forget. I honestly forget. Meeting Lafui the first night was an experience. I mean, Lafui is an experience. So now I'm probably dumb, but how would a loser bracket team go to the grand finals? So in a double elimination bracket, say all the teams played that bracket, right? So like here, let's go back to this one. I'll give you an example, right? So if you look at this bracket at the bottom here, this one, right? Normally these teams in a double elimination, instead of just being dropped out, right? Instead of just going home, energy would drop down. You know, Barcelona drops down. This guy drops down. This guy drops down. They have to lose twice before they do. So in this circumstance, what would end up happening is Rena Vitality beats G2. G2 drops down to beat one of these teams again that ended up playing through. And then G2 has to play Vitality twice. So Vitality, because they haven't lost yet, only needs to win one series. But the team that comes up from this lower bracket, if it existed, would have to win two because they haven't lost. But we didn't do that this season. We did single elim straight through, which I love. I prefer. But yeah, that's when we do non-single elim. Also, that's the wrong fucking screen. God damn it. Yeah, I like that there's no lower bracket. It's just you go on a hot streak and you crush it. How much preparation goes into memorizing stats and all that so you're prepared for casting? So for me, it's an ongoing process, right? Like, I don't. I personally put in probably 60 hours a week nowadays for prep between VOD review for myself as well as for other teams and learning play styles and watching how certain players play and depending on what it is. But because I've been doing it for so long, it's just kind of an ongoing thing. So to put into perspective, I'll give you guys kind of like a brief glance. My notes for Worlds. These are my notes for Worlds to kind of give you guys an idea. And I have more. So a lot of it is prep work. Everybody's different. I'm a firm believer in esports being a place where it is one of the few areas where the more time and effort you put in, the more successful you'll be. It's a very rare thing that people actually get that. So I tried to bust my ass, especially with the fact that I'm in a new role this season. This is my first time I've ever been a co-host on anything. And yes, I'm still considered like the lead analyst, but I am there to also interject and lead conversation and help leaf out and this and that. Like, it's never been done before. So I put a little bit extra more than I normally do. Like, a lot of sleepless nights to make sure that this season was handled the way that it was. And hopefully that came across. But shout outs to Gilly and the crew at Psyonix for enabling me an opportunity to do it, right? So I put a lot of prep work in. I remember I was sitting during media day talking with like Triple Trouble, Barcelona, and Cloud9, and Roken, Barcelona's manager, was there. And some of the guys were asking questions about history, and I was just like chilling, talking to Monique, our makeup lady or whatever. And he's like, if you're gonna ask any history questions, like you've got a fucking, you know, a glossary right behind you. Like, if you need to know anything, your encyclopedia is right there, which is me. Like, I'm pretty known by a lot of the OG members as a guy who, like, if you need to know something, I should be able to know it. And I pride myself in that, you know. I want to make sure that no matter the circumstance, when I am up on the camera, if my coworkers are in a predicament where they may not know something, I want to make sure I do. I never want them to feel like, oh shit, I don't know. What is it? I always try to make note or make sure that I have the answer, so no one is left out to dry. It's something that I try to pride myself in. And for the most part, we do a pretty good job. Between myself and Gibbs, nothing's going to get mixed. Like, legitimately. Between myself and Gibbs, we're not going to miss a storyline. There's no fucking way. Gibbs will pull up some weird arbitrary bullshit like the power ranking stuff. I was around during the power ranking days and I totally forgot about the South America ones, but the fact that he pulled that up, I'm like, that's fucking great, Gibbs. Let me set you up for that, you know? Let me phrase it in a way and set you up for it so you can deliver it really fucking well. That's part of being the co-host. That's part of entrusting my coworkers, right? So that's something that we try to, as a team, accomplish, right? So it happens, you know. It's definitely a team effort. Those long breaks between series, are they necessary for production standpoint? I don't get why they can't fill that time in with some content like player interviews, spectator interviews, or just old VODs of past tourneys, anything but watching a countdown. Because we need time to prepare for the next segment. There's a lot of moving parts. We need to get casters to certain locations. Players have to set up all their stuff. Like, it's a lot, because anytime you're playing a video, anytime you're playing additional content, someone physically has to be doing that, right? But when we go to a break plate, production calls, okay, going to break in 3, 2, 1. They throw it a break. They put up the L bar, the ticker with all the information and like the updated fucking standings and shit. They've got the crowd shots and everything. Someone's controlling those cameras. Someone's controlling that countdown. It's a chance to reset before we get into the next big wave of work. So yes, it's very much so for production. It's very much for us, because then I can talk to my director and be like, okay, what points are we hitting? What kind of things do we need to make sure we direct? What kind of storylines do we want to hit? It allows us as casters to be like, okay, what kind of things are we going to touch? And if they're like, if production's got questions that we need them to answer, it's very difficult if it's like, yeah, we're trying to run this other video and this and that. And like, it's a lot of busy work, man. So it is a chance to kind of catch up, per se. And it gives players a chance to set up their stats and all that kind of stuff. Like, you guys don't hear it unless you're there live, but like roughly 7 to 6 minutes left in the countdown, you'll hear the crowd start cheering because the players are walking to the desk to set up their stuff and get everything ready. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of smoke and mirrors, as we call it, that you guys do not see. So there's a lot of things going on. Was Silence specifically looking for a player to commentate? I have no idea. I'm not part of that conversation. I didn't see many sponsor shoutouts. Yeah, the guys at Turner E-League are the ones that handle that now. So the only thing that was annoying was the damn echo. Yeah, there was an echo because the screens behind us had a delay. So if they kept a live feed of our audio of what we were saying, it wouldn't match up with our mouse on the big screen. So they had to. It was really weird. It was kind of jarring at first for us as commentators too, trying to hear yourself talk while you're also talking. It was weird, but we got used to it. Turtle didn't retire to become a caster. He went into music and went to college, and he just happened to get an opportunity. He's crushing it. What are the questions you guys had? I hated the new format. I loved it, dude. I think groups could have been done a little bit better. I think I've said 2 groups of 6, or 2 groups of 6 that are double round robin, I think is better, or 4 groups of 4. But we don't have 4 more teams yet, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 60 hours a week is more than a full-time job. I also love what I do. And when you love what you do, you're willing to put in an insurmountable amount of work to make sure you're successful, because there's always somebody else gunning. I mean, look how many community casters there are, right? If I start to slack, one of those guys can easily take my position, you know? Definitely did, Chief. It was great to listen to. Yo, appreciate it, guys. Time to get these challenges done before tomorrow. Dude up, man. Do you have to finish them before tomorrow? I think I'm done with mine. Did I finish mine? You agree the panel was biased on all the NAEU matchups? Not at all. Not even close. As someone who was on the panel every single segment, no. How can you call us biased when NA literally won every single one? Did I get my challenges done? Yeah, I got all my challenges done. Sick. Like, North America, the only teams that beat North America were other North American teams or Rental Vitality, who won the World Championship. Like, how can we be biased when we're right on it? Like, Ivzin, to put it into perspective, out of all the predictions on day 3, I got 1 wrong. And it was Energy Vitality.
Lawler,
After that,
shut up.
I was the only one who picked Vitality against Cloud9, and all of us but Wave picked Vitality to win the World Championship. So I don't know where that bias is coming from, because other than that, we were right every time. Like, this is gonna sound devil's advocate-y and kind of attacking you, but it's not meant that way. But think about it from our perspective. The only reason you're saying that is probably because you're from Europe. But we were right. Like, how can you call us biased when we were right? Like, factually, we were correct. You deduct what's happening, how they're performing the day of, the factors of stats, everything else, and you make a calculated decision of, honestly, I think this is it. But if you listen to any of the conversation we had, all of us were like, damn, it's a coin toss. It's a coin toss. It's a coin toss. We all believed, if you, like, I've said it numerous times while I was on the desk as well, you run that exact same 8 teams, same bracket, same single elimination every day for the next month, you'll get a different result every single time. 100%. It comes down to how do you play that day. And on those days, Rogue was definitely playing better than their counterpart. Cloud9 smacked Barcelona. G2 smacked smacked PSG. It was a little bit closer than people think, but G2 smacked PSG. Vitality kicked Energy in the pants too. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you go watch that Cloud9 Vitality series. Cloud9 could have won it too. It was close. It was so close. Every single game was so close. I think the desk was Vitality biased for the grand final. Yeah, we were. You see how good they were playing, dude? It's fucking insane. They were so good. Best Rocket League I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, what up, goodies? Anyway, I hate seeing the stupid shit on Twitter about people being like, bias this, bias that, blah, blah, blah. EU greater than NA, NA greater than EU. Can we all just agree that it was really good Rocket League and that the best team won? It's not that hard. I don't get it. Born and raised in the United States. I don't know. Makes it easier to fill those 40-minute fillers, I imagine. Yeah, we literally had a pre-show for one match. I almost ran out of stuff to say. I was getting to the point where I'm like, guys, we got to throw it a break, please. You guys did a really good job on the table. Yeah, appreciate it, Eddie. Thank you. Still didn't tune all the PR from January 2006. Super Nostalgic VQ is still on it. Orange Cream Skull, KOU. Goddamn, those are some old names. Quinn's first team. Pluto and Lachinio on the same team. KOU. Pre-Garrett. Ugh. Yo, appreciate it, Wendy. How much is Sinex involved in RLCS? Literally all of it. Start to finish. What happened to Quinn? I think he tweeted about it. Is this live? This is live. I'm just trying to catch up on chat because you guys are talking a lot, which is good. Appreciate it. The fact that you guys are here hanging out is I appreciate. Grid City Marathon. Appreciate the follow, man. I'd like to do format. I think 16 teams would make it perfect. Agree. Totally agree. I think we should bring in Japan. I think we should bring in Korea and like China and all the Eastern countries. And South America would be pretty dope too. Middle East would be dope. But we'll have to figure it out. Again, no Lawler DreamHack. Guan, I don't know what to tell you, man. I can't tell you guys to go like, be like, why no Lawler? But people do it anyway. Good. Do you know if the day 3 headset and monitor change predetermined? I have no idea, man. I think it's because they were having audio issues with the original ones they were having, so they switched to HyperX because it fixed some of the audio issues. I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff. That's not my information to know. I'm focusing on, presenting the information on desk. So will they ever include Central American teams? I mean, I'm sure there's a chance. We don't know. Oh yeah, troops. Dude, it was insane. People, like, the whole EU-NA rivalry thing is totally fine, but people need to realize that it's all for fun and games and, like, storylines and banter and stuff. But people, like, legitimately getting upset and arguing about it and, like, oh, this crowd sucks, London this, London that. Like, dude, there was 8,000 people cheering, and the loudest they were that entire weekend, despite all the G2 chants and all the Cloud9 chants and stuff, was when Scrubkilla tied it up. When Scrubkilla tied it up in Game 1 of that grand final was the loudest that crowd was. Maybe the wave. But it was insane. It was so loud. So loud. It was great. I couldn't even hear myself sometimes. It was nuts. The 6 hours a week comment was more giving props, not criticizing. Oh yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, man. It's a lot of work and dedication that the guys put in, and it shows. Cool meeting you. Didn't really know how long to talk to people because I wanted to help move the line along, but sorry if I seemed like I was in a rush or something. No, right. All good, man. We appreciate it. That kind of mentality is really appreciative because there are some people that it's like, hey, guys, you got, 20 people behind you that are also trying to do this and we only have so much time. So I do really appreciate that, man. It was really cool to see all the French players take a photo together. Hell yeah, man. Representation for French. Such a good region. What's up, goodies? How you doing, bud? G2 are insane. Hell yeah, man. I was actually surprised no one said G2. Wave did. Wave said G2. But after watching Vitality beat Cloud9, there was no way G2 was going to win. If NA would have won, would Panda still have handed out the medals? Probably. I think that's all predetermined. What's up, Artemis? How you doing? The only thing that is biased in these events is the crowd. I just want the NA crowd to show a little more class and cheer for everyone. They did. Wait. Matrix, were you there? And if you answer no, then you need to. Then people need to. This is something that I'm going to tell to everybody. If you are not at the event, you have no idea what the cheering is happening. And audio doesn't always translate that to the stream, but I guarantee you at every single LAN, EU has been cheered for and NA has been cheered for. This one more than any, I think. The only difference in London was that there was creative songs and stuff for players. That's the only difference. But this LAN most definitely had every EU team cheered for. Like, can we talk about the fact that
Lawler,
Dignitas clearly had a bias representation at London? Like, there's a reason why some of us don't bring that up. Because it's stupid. We know that both teams were represented. But you don't hear me go into Twitter and be like, yeah, Dignitas bias in Europe, where they're from, during the grand final, where people want them to win. Of course that shit's happening. It's regional pride. That's why we talk about it. It's why it's part of the storylines, you guys. It's not a bad thing. Go to any American football game and the other team gets booed in their crowd. It's why it's called home field advantage. It's a good thing. It's rivalries. That's what we want. What the fuck? I don't get it. It blows my mind every single time that people bitch about it. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. At the end of the day, people cheer for good Rocket League. That's all that matters. Boo people. I don't give a fuck. Just don't boo them when they're in a moment of like prolific status. Turbo's doing an interview. Don't boo him.
Shut up.
He talks shit about your team. Boo him. That's great. It's trash talk. It builds rivalry. That's awesome. It's entertaining. Just be respectful. Use common sense. Anybody in chat, if I see any of you ever doing the opposite, I'm calling you out in front of whoever's here. Even if it's just Nightbot. All right? Fuck. Anyway. Has anyone suggested an all-star match? I have. And I have proposed something. Hopefully it goes through. Realize? Dude, Realize is a fucking homie. I've played Drop Shot with him and Justin. So much fun. He had 240 ping and he was still doing crazy shit. Yeah, it's tough, Matrix. A lot logistically, it's really, really tough to add more spots for certain teams. I feel it's better to have more regions represented first before you do others. The only way I could see it is to balance it out. Like, say we do bring in, like, Japan or Europe or something, right? So say, like, Japan, like, say Japan and China have teams all of a sudden, right? And that's 2 spots. I could see us giving a 5th seed to North America and Europe because they are the better regions, right? But at the same time, like, I'd rather have more representation. So, I don't know. It's cool to see a wild card. I'm glad we gave 2 spots to South America. You saw exactly why. INTZ shocked the world, man. It's crazy. Fucking crazy. So good. Yeah, I agree, Troops. We used to do that where we, like, showcase stuff at LAN. But it's just logistically harder and, like, with legal teams and all that kind of stuff. DreamHack Attorneys also organized by Sonics. Partially. A lot of it is DreamHack, though. They just kind of oversee and interject feedback, but most of it's DreamHack. Based upon my experience when I did it with them in 2017. Which team underperformed the most at LAN in your head? Renegades. I think Renegades had a really rough run. Which caster's the best player? Probably James or Shogun. Little ovation for Vitality after they beat Energy. Yeah, dude. I talked to more people rooting for Vitality than I did any other team. Energy was up there, Cloud9 here and there, and G2 was up there. But like, I distinctly remember like asking a bunch of people, like, "Yo, who are you here rooting for?" Vitality. So many people. Can't wait for Barcelona next season. Yeah, dude, they're gonna be so strong. It's been great. Highlight of the event, probably the world record wave. Probably setting a world record with that crowd was pretty fucking cool. Did not expect that. Who even cares? Even if everyone cheers for NAU, you will still win. I mean, Wave said it on the desk too, right? He's like, I don't think they care. I don't think the players care that the other teams are rooting for them. They're gonna still win. Like, where do we think Turbo's gonna go? I already know, but I can't say. Chicago had some grand final nerves. Yeah, you could tell. I love how South America played. Me too, man. With some refinement, they're going to be really dangerous. The fact that they're still able to compete first one is pretty crazy. They played really fucking well. What do you think of the new tournament format? Groups could use some updating, otherwise it was great. Let's see. Grit, Russell, Geeky, and Petya. Appreciate the follows, guys. Yeah, PJ popped off. Maddox played really well. What's up, Cove? Speaking of DreamHack, you got any plans to make it to Montreal? Probably not. Unless they hired me to cast, I usually don't go to those. I just get frustrated. It's really tough for me to watch other people doing what I wish I was. I become very critical and vindictive, and I don't want that. I much rather sit at home and like fucking be moody about it that I'm not there. Scrub went from 5 years old to 18 in 3 years. He went from how old was he when he first came? Yeah, he was 13. Yeah, he was a kid, man. 4 groups of 4 would be a major upgrade. I agree. Yep. 16 teams would be a night and day difference.